While you are asleep, something unusual is happening above your head. At 3 o'clock in the morning, the sky is full of airplanes. If you look at a flight radar during those hours, you will see aircraft everywhere, lining up, landing, taking off, crossing continents, but none of them are carrying passengers. There are no windows, no cabin lights, no seatbelt signs, just metal, engine sea, and cargo. So why does global trade wake up when the world goes to sleep? This is not a coincidence. It's not tradition, and it's definitely not comfort. Flying cargo at night is a calculated decision driven by time, money, physics, and human limits. It is a race against the clock where seconds are worth millions of dollars. One misconnection can ripple through supply chains, shut down factories, delay hospitals, empty store shelves, and quietly damage entire economies. The reason cargo planes dominate the night sky is deeply tied to how the modern world actually functions. Think about the last time you clicked by now. You didn't think about aircraft routing, airport slots, runway availability, or pilot fatigue. You just expected the package to be at your door the next morning, maybe even before breakfast. That expectation, repeated billions of times across the planet, has reshaped aviation more than most people realize. Overnight delivery didn't just change logistics. It changed when airplanes fly. Everything starts with a single promise: speed, more specifically, overnight delivery. To keep that promise, cargo airlines rely on a system known as hubs. The concept is simple, but the execution is brutally complex. During the day, packages are collected locally from homes, warehouses, factories, and retail stores. Trucks fan out across cities and industrial zones, picking up shipments until late afternoon or early evening. Then, as night falls, everything converges. Those packages are flown to massive central hubs, usually located near major population centers, but far enough away to operate around the clock. They're in a narrow window of just a few hours. Everything must happen at once. Aircraft arrive almost simultaneously. Containers are unloaded within minutes. Packages are scanned, sorted, redirected, and reloaded onto outbound aircraft. Before sunrise, those planes are back in the air, heading toward regional airports where trucks will complete the final delivery leg. Daytime is for collecting, nighttime is for moving. The scale of this operation is difficult to comprehend. In a single night, some cargo hubs process well over 1 million packages. Hundreds of aircraft arrive within a tightly synchronized time window, often less than 3 hours wide. The timing is so precise that a delay of just 10 minutes on one inbound flight can affect dozens of outbound connections. This is not a flexible system. It works more like a surgical procedure than a transportation network. There is no slack built in. If one piece is late, the entire machine begins to strain. Night flying also offers a critical operational advantage. Empty skies. During the day, airspace around major cities is saturated with passenger flights. Airlines compete fiercely for takeoff and landing slots. Aircraft are frequently forced into holding patterns, burning fuel while waiting for clearance to land. At night, much of that congestion disappears. Cargo pilots often fly in quieter airspace with fewer delays and more direct routings. Fewer conflicts mean faster, more predictable operations, which is exactly what overnight delivery depends on. The efficiency advantage continues on the ground. When cargo aircraft land in the middle of the night, airport infrastructure is largely unused. Runways are available. Gates are open. Ground crews can move quickly without competing traffic. Outside the airport fence, highways and access roads are empty. Trucks leaving at 3 in the morning move freely instead of crawling through rush hour congestion. Every minute saved on the ground compounds across the network. Nighttime is when infrastructure finally operates at its maximum efficiency. There is also an economic dimension. Operating an aircraft is extremely expensive, and cargo airlines search relentlessly for any possible savings. Many airports offer lower landing fees, parking costs, and slot charges during nighttime hours as an incentive to spread traffic away from the daytime. For an industry with tight margins, even small reductions in fees can translate into millions of dollars saved each year. Flying at night is not just faster. It is often cheaper. Even physics plays a role. At many airports, especially in hot climates, cooler nighttime air is denser. Denser air improves engine performance and wing lift. This allows cargo aircraft to take off with heavier loads, sometimes from shorter runways, using the same amount of fuel. More cargo per flight means better efficiency. It is pure physics working in favor of the balance sheet. Some airports only truly come alive after midnight. During the day, they may seem almost quiet, but once the sun sets, they transform into logistical machines. Fleets converge from all directions, unloading and loading with industrial precision. Sorting facilities operate at full speed. By dawn, the chaos is gone, and the airport falls quiet again. These places are not just transportation hubs. They are the beating hearts of global logistics, operating on a schedule most people never witness. But machines do not run this system alone. Behind every nighttime departure are pilots, mechanics, air traffic controllers, ramp workers, and package sorters. Many of them begin their shifts when everyone else is preparing for bed. Night work disrupts sleep cycles, family routines, and long-term health. In some hubs, tens of thousands of workers live permanently on a reverse clock year after year so that the rest of the world can receive packages on time. For pilots, night flying brings additional challenges. The human body is biologically programmed to sleep at night. Alertness drops, reaction times slow, fatigue becomes the silent enemy. Studies have shown that error rates increase during overnight operations if fatigue is not carefully managed. That is why cargo airlines invest heavily in fatigue risk management systems. Duty times are strictly limited. Rest periods are mandatory. Controlled rest strategies are used when appropriate. Modern cockpits are designed to reduce workload and provide multiple layers of automation and warning systems. At night, safety depends on discipline, procedure, and redundancy. Maintenance also follows this inverted rhythm. Because cargo aircraft fly primarily at night, most heavy maintenance happens during the day. While offices fill up and highways clog, mechanics are disassembling engines, inspecting structures, updating software, and preparing aircraft for their next nighttime mission. It is a continuous 24-hour cycle. The airplane never truly rests. It simply changes hands. On a global scale, cargo routes follow geography more than borders. Polar routes connect Asia and North America. Strategic hubs bridge continents. Perishable goods move overnight from farms to cities thousands of kilometers away. Flowers, fresh fruit, pharmaceuticals, and critical medical supplies are timed to hours, not days. Electronics and industrial components travel through the night to keep factories running. By the time cities wake up, shelves are stocked and assembly lines continue moving, largely unaware of how close everything came to stopping. However, night operations come with a serious downside: noise. A single takeoff at 2 in the morning feels far louder than several during the day. Cold air carries sound more efficiently, and the surrounding silence amplifies it. Communities near airports often experience nighttime cargo operations as an intrusion. Complaints accumulate, political pressure builds. Governments respond with restrictions, curfews, or outright bans on night flights. In some regions, these restrictions have forced cargo airlines to redesign entire networks, shift hubs, or accept longer delivery times. It is a constant tension between economic efficiency and quality of life. Cargo airlines invest heavily in quieter aircraft, improved flight procedures, and sound insulation programs, but the conflict never fully disappears. The night sky may belong to cargo, but the ground below does not always agree. Despite these challenges, the system continues to grow. Global air cargo volumes reach well over 100 million tons per year. A relatively small number of major airports handle a disproportionate share of that traffic. Billions of dollars in goods move silently while most people sleep. Fuel alone represents a massive portion of operating costs, making efficiency not just desirable, but essential. Every minute saved, every kilogram added, every delay avoided matters. So cargo planes do not fly at night because they want to. They fly at night because modern life demands it, because speed has become invisible, because convenience has trained us to expect tomorrow what we ordered today. Night flying is the hidden price of that expectation. While the world sleeps, the global economy works overtime, quietly, relentlessly, in the dark. And that leads to an uncomfortable question. If global trade depends so heavily on just a few dark hours each night, what happens when something breaks? What happens when weather, labor shortages, political decisions, or system failures interrupt the night shift? That is another mystery of aviation, waiting for its own flight. Subscribe to the channel to continue discovering and unraveling aviation mysteries, and leave a like so we can continue this work.